ladies, gentlemen, and all those outside and inside that binary, to What Lies Beneath, Episode 7, where our party continue on their journey through the Underdark. But firstly, a bit of a quick update. Going forward, our player Saskia will not be joining us, unfortunately. They may come back in the future, but for now, doesn't seem that way. And as a potential spoiler warning slash thing, for those with arachnophobia, just get ready. On the last exciting episode, the party continued on their journey through the Underdark. They ran into a couple of strange serpentine beaked creatures called Grix, and through them, after defeating them, managed to find some money, found a potion, but most importantly, found a bag of holding. Shortly after that, they made shelter. They met Claw in a shelter. Claw being a hook horror, but an enlightened one who seems to be studying demonology and abyssal energies and stuff within the Underdark, along with their group, the Enlightened Enclave. They, other than that, not a lot. Then the party managed to get across a rope bridge and sever it behind them, allowing for the path to be hard to follow. And then they met Inoki. Now, the party had suspected for a while that that one of the party was a traitor, and Smush had heard voices suggesting such a thing might be able to be identified should they run into them. And fortunately, as luck would have it, they managed to stumble on the right path, perhaps guided by the mushrooms themselves, to meet the drow Inoki, a person covered in fungus, reeking to high heavens, but who through some means identified Dinky as the traitor. Dinky declared himself a god, Dinkarazan, but the party quickly dispatched him, and I believe Jorah cut out their tongue. Bit gruesome.
No,
but
that wasn't me. That was Midas.
Midas cut out their tongue. Sorry,
Yeah.
I would expect that to be you. That's what it is, Tank.
Yeah,
That's the sort of
That's
thing I
true.
expect
you
from
thought
you.
about it,
Wow.
but Midas
just
did it.
because I thought about it doesn't mean I was going to do it.
Well, it was going to be his eyes, so
Tank, you're the person who's once played a character who cut off people's faces.
Yeah.
That's a very good point.
But it was going to be his eyes. I toned it down a bit.
I suppose. But it didn't just end there. The party. Inoki also tried to cast some sort of spell on Smush, but Smush was able to resist, in order to try to perhaps compel them to go to this wedding at Smush's hometown. He then also sealed off the tunnel behind them, blocking pursuit and allowing them to continue a little more at ease. They eventually run into some goblins in a large fungus cavern, where they don't get into a fight. The goblins appear to be perhaps former prisoners themselves who have escaped from somewhere else, but party managed to rest, and with that rest, perhaps all of their journeys, they gained enough power within them to increase themselves and hit level 2. Perhaps due to the abyssal energies rising, perhaps Joros managed to tap into greater magic from their patron. Smush perhaps roaring in from the various fungi around them. Midas perhaps feeling somehow
Cunning.
cunning at cutting out someone's tongue, I guess, and Morian becoming one with the earth as you continue on. But after your rest, you wake up to find not only are you stronger, but that you actually slept better than you have for a while. Almost, you could feel like the bad dreams were there almost. You get that sense, but it's almost like there was some sort of protection. Something stopping those dreams from getting through. So you actually managed to have a relatively pleasant night's sleep. But when you awake, the goblins are gone. Where they've gone, you don't know, but they have left.
Now there's still one there.
There really isn't on my screen.
No, he's still there.
Okay, apparently there's a goblin there that I can't see as the GM, so...
He's the one that looks really nervous.
Yup. Yeah, one of the tokens that got broken. Awesome. So,
goblins.
in fact, why not? We'll say that that goblin is there, but they are dead.
No, the one next to it is dead.
There are no goblins there.
Yeah,
There's
I mean,
one-
refresh your damn screen.
Yeah, there are no goblins there.
There's literally one next to it with a death
No,
sign.
there isn't.
There really isn't.
You're living in the past.
That's on my screen.
Right. But with that, Bibble, perhaps this is actually the wrong Bibble again.
Wrong Bibble?
Yeah.
There's two Bibbles?
Yeah, you have the other group's Bibble with you for some reason.
That's
Bubble
Bubble.
and bubble.
Damn it! Oh, we both said it.
Yep.
That's better.
Bibble Bobble.
And I was also thinking it, so I was right there with you.
Like Bubble Bobble.
Right, which actually reminds me what I am going to do with this
Yeah.
Bibble is I'm going to roll a d8. That actually didn't do what I thought it was going to do, but I'm going to roll a d8.
Did it bring the goblin?
Bibble leveled up.
Yep, Bibble
Oh, no,
leveled up with you.
The goblins are still there.
Yeah, your
They're really not.
No, they're not.
your screen is just bugged if they were.
No, I'm kidding.
And
Its humor is bugged.
Ha ha ha.
always the way. But with that, Bibble is going to start off the day with a survival check. And
Bibble. You're not going to get us lost again, are you?
well, now that you're at a I'll say now that you're at a safer point, your pace is probably slowed slightly because you're not as desperate to flee. So I'm going to say that Bibble does manage to pass with that. And he leads you on through the twisted tunnels, through various crystals and fungus, until you reach. Once I find my notes, because they disappeared again. Always fun. Until you reach a sticky, web-filled passage. Webs extending for hundreds of feet. You're able to make your way through them until eventually you arrive here. This map. Once it loads for you guys. As you're going along, I'm going to say that Morian is probably carrying Dinky because it won't encumber them at all. You do arrive here. There appear to be several bridges of webbing that span a vast gorge, and on the other side, probably Jorah for definite, can see Yeah, I can see an exit way. It seems to be the only exit way from here. But I'm just gonna roll some dice. Don't mind me. Okay, that's fine.
And you're not.
Oh my.
You see nothing?
If- yeah,
we
we
saw
didn't
the
see
rolls. Do we see them?
No, we clearly don't.
Nope. You
There is an option
see.
to have those stealth roll if the tokens themselves are stealth.
I thought I had.
Hmm.
I thought I had that setting set, but is that in better
Mm-hmm.
roles? Is that module?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
It
There's
all
some sticky web.
Yep, lots of sticky webs.
Yeah.
We'll point out that the exit is over
Yeah, it's over up here.
in this direction. I'll just sort of go. I woke up and I seem to be able to see better than I've ever been able to see, really.
Oh,
Oh, what?
I can see down here beforehand. Without the collar, I was blind basically. If
you
it
need me. You
wasn't
don't
for
need me to
hammering,
be your eyes anymore.
What's changed?
I'll put smush on my shoulder and go. You can still be my eyes if you want.
Oh, okay.
I look into his eyes to see what's changed.
Roll me a perception check.
Yeah. 14.
At first, you see nothing. Nothing seems to have changed, and you don't. Thinking about it, you don't actually think you've ever stared into Jorah's eyes. So, and considering what they are, you've probably never really thought about it too much. But one thing you do notice after staring for a little bit is a faint, almost like shimmer to them that at first isn't noticeable unless you're really staring for a while.
I jab him in the eye. Oh, just
Wow.
trying to. You have an eye booger in there. It's shimmering. I just need to get that out. Bop.
Attempt to dodge that.
I mean, if you're actually doing for it, I guess roll to hit Midas with a dex. Just roll dex, and Jorah roll dex, and we'll have a dex off.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
Smush will also be. Oh wow.
Yeah,
Failed that one.
Yeah, Jorah, you basically. He goes to almost poke your eyes like scissors, and you block as if it was paper.
Oh no, I don't do it like scissors. I just try and get one.
Nah.
It's like trying to get the eye boogers out.
Yeah, well, you raise your hand and block it before he gets there. And it's like.
I look to Midas and I go, does it look like there's anything weird in my eyes?
Wait, do you have eyes?
Yeah, look, little ones under the mushroom cap. Look real close.
I am looking, but it's really
Okay.
hard to distinguish.
You're
Roll a
going to-
wisdom saving throw.
If you target them and roll that, then it should do all the things for
I
you.
don't want to reveal it all just yet. Okay, 10. That's a fail.
Yeah.
So what you'd see is, I guess, Mush just starts getting closer and closer towards your face until you feel like it goes through your face, and then you see into another world of colors and strange swirling shapes, spirals that continue to spin in like a rainbow of vivid, vibrant colors, and it's just so hypnotizing that you are completely charmed and incapacitated.
While he's distracted by that, can I try and poke him in the eye?
I mean, at the
Yeah,
moment,
you
you've got advantage. He literally can't move or react to it, so feel free. You don't even need to roll. You're just going to be able to poke him in the eye.
Yeah, I'm just going straight jab in the eye.
Oh.
Yeah, and also it doesn't break it unless you do damage.
That's trippy.
Yeah.
And he's stuck there as well.
I don't even.
Yeah.
Indefinitely.
I don't even feel you jabbing me in the eye.
Yep, he's just so incapacitated. He is like. It seems that he has got high on magic shrooms.
That
I'm
is.
gonna look at Smoosh and go, what did you do to him?
Oh, nothing much. These are a new type of spore that I've been able to access. I can now create hypnotizing spores.
Can you do that?
He doesn't realize it right now, but he's completely helpless.
Can you do that?
Completely
lot?
helpless, you say?
He can't even. Look, Smush, who has no strength whatsoever, just goes over to Midas and slowly begins to push him. Like he leans and leans, and finally Midas just falls over. He's like literally kind of like limp standing there.
Just like, can you do that often? Like unmoving.
Amrig raises a hand and goes, guys, and points in a seemingly random direction.
Oh,
I will look in that direction.
Yeah, now looking in that direction, focusing, you can see sitting on one of the pillars nearby here, you can see
No,
this.
I'm assuming it knows we're here.
It's looking right at you and seems to be readying something, and at this point, roll for initiative.
well, if it's going for Midas, it's an auto. Practically an auto hit, right?
Midas still hasn't seen it because I haven't got that good vision. It's probably just like, wow, Smush, you and me are going to become good friends.
Let me just add you all to
This character isn't asked about doing drugs. He's having a trip of his life. Sure.
I've got unlimited uses of that. Just the same way I've got unlimited uses of my rapport spores.
Seems about right.
My new spore to hypnotize people is pretty cool. Oh no.
Dinky, get off the initiative, you're dead. Okay. I'm gonna say you're lucky because fortunately Amric has just high enough passive perception to see this one. Which means you're not suffering from a surprise round. Because
Okay.
he's pointed it out in time. And it is him up first. So let's begin the combat. And he's gonna try to move closer. And he'll start things off with a simple sacred flame. It makes the save, unfortunately. And then
Also, is Emmerich giving off any light as he normally does?
he should be, but I need to put that back on him because I tweaked his thing. How much does it give again? It's light, isn't it? It's 20. Yeah. Perhaps that's how they saw you. There you go. Oh, what the? Why is that?
Light in the 20-foot radius, dim light for an additional 20.
Yeah, I just don't know why it's strobing out like it's a torch.
It's set to torch.
There we go.
Cool.
Yeah, one of my mods for some reason keeps on setting light to torch for some reason,
Okay.
which is annoying. But anyway, so Amrig's done that. So that was Amrig's turn. Smush, you're up next.
Yeah, I wasn't prepared for this. All right, I'll move away from Midas so he can, I'll just end the effect effectively, so
Yeah.
he can move. And I guess I can prepare another set of spores that I've got. As I'm kind of already using these spores, Smush gets ready to let loose an even greater amount of hypnotic spores at the enemy, and I want to wait until I can see at least
Okay.
What's the one? At least at least two of them together. Like
Okay. So you're
yeah.
holding your action for when you can see a few of them.
Yeah, if they charge forward and then
Okay.
there's like a grouping of them.
To Bibble's turn, who is gonna charge forward at this one. Ooh. Is it partial cover? Because of where it is, it's considered to have partial cover. It shouldn't do so. I suppose it's partially hiding behind the wall, I guess. Unfortunately, even without the cover, Bibble misses. Morian's turn, who has a...
Oh my chat.
No, you haven't got your chainmail equipped, that's why. I was like, why? I was like, why is your AC so low, Morian?
We're only level 2, right?
Yeah.
And why do I think that I have that spell?
Oh, yeah, ignore that. That was me when I was testing. I've got to take that off.
I did have immolation for a moment.
Yep. Yeah, that's totally a spell that Smush would have, right?
Yeah.
Right, let's start as he can. Excuse me. You need a sign to use ammunition, but you're not using the ammunition. But